So, you're a millennial or Gen Z woman who recently said, I'm going to decenter men and prioritize my female friendships. Okay, but before you really commit to this life, there are a few things you should know.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So, today I wanted to bring up this conversation of decentering men. I want to bring a series every single week where I post videos that are not too long, maybe 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more, like 10 minutes, on women decentering men. I think a lot of people believe decentering men is about just hating men and not wanting children, not wanting to get married. No, it has nothing to do with that, right? If you're decentering men, you are finding who you are. You are taking the time to focus on yourself. You are decentering the patriarchy, right? You are decentering what you've been told since you were a child. You are understanding your new values and setting new expectations for yourself, which you want, right? We are talking about going to therapy. We are talking about doing the healing and, getting ourselves ready for that partnership. Now, if you're a Christian, you've heard about finding your help meet, right? A woman is a man's help meet. Now, as a woman who wants to get married, who wants to have children, before you can be that help meet, you have to, you know, get to know yourself. You have to pretty much do the work, right? You can't jump into marriage and not knowing what you're getting yourself into, right? We're talking about book suggestions and, therapy suggestions and stuff like that. Great thing, good things for women. Like I said, I prioritize women finding their self worth, women, being happy and just living their lives, like finding their purpose. Another thing when you're decentering men, it's like you focus on your purpose. You focus on what you want for yourself, what you want for your life. And then you realize everything else just follows, just comes into a flow. You are not saying, okay, well, the man is the center of my life and I put everything around him. Absolutely the fuck not. You are centering yourself, and when that person comes, they are adding to your life. They are adding to you, right? When I hear people say, "Oh, I'm looking for my better half," and I'm just like, "Yeah, no, I am a whole person by myself. I do not need another half." Okay, so these are the type of conversations that I just kind of like wanted to bring in. Let me know if you guys are interested in a little short and sweet series before the new year, going into the new year as somebody new with a new goal, a new purpose, instead of going into the new year with the whole God, I see what you do for others. God, I see what you're doing in other people's lives. I hope you do that for me too, God. I see she's happy and I hope I'm happy too. I'm waiting, God. Because in your season of waiting, you still have to work on yourself. In your season of wanting to get married, of wanting children, you still have to do the work. So I'm going to stop rambling now. I'm going to let the stitches play. I will see you guys at the end of the video.
So, you're a millennial or Gen Z woman who recently said, I'm going to decenter men and prioritize my female friendships. Okay, but before you really commit to this life, there are a few things you should know. Number one, leaning into your female friendships is not something that you try on. It's not seasonal. It's for life. So you will not be using your women friends as a placeholder until you find the one, nor will you be using it as a practice field until you find romantic love. This is a forever kind of thing. Two, The longest running study on happiness was conducted by Harvard, and for more than 80 years, they followed people to see what truly makes us happy. They found that the number one thing that influences our health and life satisfaction is the quality of our relationships. You'll notice I didn't say income status or whether or not we have children, but the quality of our relationships. That includes platonic relationships. So, focusing on improving the quality of your platonic relationships is a matter of your health and happiness. Third, you're going to have to prepare for resistance. Maybe this new lifestyle is not reinforced by family and friends, and perhaps you've never had a healthy model of what it looks like to put friendship at the center. But stay strong. You're not alone. More and more people are choosing not to have children. 25% of Americans over 40 have never been married. The number of people choosing communal living has increased. And a lot of us are simply waking up to the fact that if we prioritize romantic love, what does it mean for all the years spent before finding that person? And all the years afterwards, if it doesn't work out or if our husband dies? Because statistically, he will die first. And even if you do find a romantic partner, we love that for you. The research finds that married couples where both spouses have strong friendships, those couples are more successful. So nurturing and prioritizing our friendships is something important to do along the way. Like I said, prioritizing your female friendships is serious business. And if you falter, you have support. There's a whole squad waiting for you at betterfemalefriendships.com.
I'm living proof that you cannot choose your sexuality. I like men. In fact, I love them. Unfortunately. These are questions I've asked myself in the present and in the past that help me actively live a life decentering men. Do my friends know more about my love interests than they do about my career or my passions? Are our bookends of every conversation about the men we're seeing, what they're doing, what they're not doing? What does my week look like? Does it consist of me centering my plans around the things that I'm doing with my boyfriend, or keeping things loose with my friends so that I can bail in case he's free? Or does my week consist of other things I'd like to do? No pun intended, or people I'd like to see. Is my mood dependent upon the actions of a man? Am I tense or worried or cranky when I perceive distance? And then am I happy and peppy and giddy when they do reach out? Or am I consistent and even-keeled with my emotions? Am I still myself? And am I maintaining my autonomy? Whoa, baby. Are my opinions, because I have them, being voiced, or are they diminished? Am I making decisions based off of what I think a man wants, or am I making them based off of what I want? Is my overall experience a net positive? Am I giving more than I'm receiving? Are my sacrifices worth what I am gaining in return? Does this man have mutual respect and admiration for me? I'm really admiring everybody who knows how to do these get ready with me easily. This shit is hard. Having a man in your life is great and all, but it's not worth it at the expense of losing yourself.
So one of the things I'm told very often because of my videos is the fact that I hate men. And I just want to clarify that there is a huge difference between hating men and decentering men. And I've done the latter. A year and a half ago, I made a very conscious decision to completely decenter men from my life. And what I mean by decentering is that I will no longer think, feel, act, dress or plan my life around the guy being my compass. Because in the past, whenever I got into a long-term relationship, I would find myself giving myself too much for someone when I should have never been with them in the first place. But now that I'm older, I've come to realize that any guy that isn't the one that helps you flourish and thrive is bad for you. The mere existence of the wrong guy in your life will take away your attention and will completely up your timelines. They are taking up mental space and your energy, and these are things that you cannot measure, but it's the only thing that actually matters. And I'll tell you what's happened once I decentered men. I started sleeping better. I've now started taking care of my body. I got a promotion at my work. I built a well-paying career out of social media simply because I now had the time and energy to think, feel, speak. Most importantly, I've come back to alignment. My thoughts, my feelings, my actions are now focused on one thing, which is my well-being and improving the quality of my life. I'm sure that a right guy will bring me the same amount of peace, but it is quite hard to find that person. But until I find that guy, I will not be influenced by society or my age or what people tell me. I'm reserving my soft girl energy for only and only the right guy.
Hopefully this is not a hot take, but you can decenter men and still want to date. You can decenter men and still want to get your back cracked. You can decenter men and still want to be in relationship with them. One of my mutuals explained it pretty well, but decentering men is about not making men the entirety of why you exist, of why you choose to exist in this world, of why you choose to pursue things in this world. Men should not be the center of your universe. The whole point of decentering men is so that you can have a better dating experience that doesn't require you to give up your self-worth for the sake of dating a man. Because if we're being honest with ourselves, our existence as people that are not men has been centered around how to be more appealing to men for the sake of them choosing us. Men are the root cause of a lot of issues, particularly within our interpersonal lives. So decentering men is about essentially getting rid of those issues because you're not so focused on being the most appealing person to a man. Now, I have said this before and I will say it again. We are entering into a generation of people that are becoming more harsh towards women that make specific choices about men. I'm seeing it a lot online, but if people, particularly women, engage with men in a way that does not make sense to them as a person, they're more likely to be more critical of the woman than they are of the man. And it's interesting to me because you'd think that decentering men would mean that we are able to see each other in our whole selves and be able to critique each other without necessarily being nasty to each other because we're not looking to be chosen anymore. But I think it's honestly having a reverse effect. I think people are decentering men in hopes that it will still get them chosen. And because they're doing that, they're judging women who don't do the same. Because it's like, if you're gonna choose a man, you have to do this. We gotta wrap it up. We have got to wrap it up. The whole point of this is to be able to allow people to have autonomy when it comes to their choices, even if they're choices we wouldn't make ourselves. I think every situation is different, so I don't think that everybody deserves to just skate by in terms of how they perpetuate a male-centered culture. But I do think that a lot of times you have to just let people learn their lessons. One thing I will never do is shame someone for wanting love. Love is the basis for everything that we do. And sometimes that is an unfortunate circumstance, but sometimes it is actually a very, very beautiful thing. What is the point of human connection if we can't name that we desire to be connected? All in all, I think we just need to be gentler when it comes to conversations about what we are willing to do for the sake of love. Because if you look at yourself, you'll probably realize that you've been willing to do and or are willing to do a lot of things that you might judge other people for. Okay? Okay. Decenter men, but do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Do what you want to do, but just don't make men the epitome of why you do anything. All right, love you, bye.
Thank you for making it this far into the video. Now, I have a little homework for you guys. I am currently reading this book, and it gave me a little idea, right, for the end of the videos. Now, your homework is going to be writing down, it's before the New Year's. It's before New Year's. You still have a little time to start working on who you want to be. So write down who you want to be, the best version of you, right? Now, yes, you're writing down, this ideal person, right? When you write that down, I want you to write specific goals on how to become that person. What you're going to do to make sure every single day you're creating little habits to make sure you're getting closer and closer to becoming that person, that version of you. I want you to know systems are extremely important. You have the goal. I want to lose X amount of weight. I'm envisioning a skinny, flat ab person, right? That's who I'm envisioning. Okay. Now, your system has to be what you're going to do to get to that goal of losing X amount of pounds. If you know for a fact you cannot be in the gym 5 days a week, don't write down 5 days a week. Okay, we're not setting ourselves up for failure. If it's 2 days, 2 days, because 2 days of working out is you casting a vote on who you're going to become, right? So you're not setting yourself back, you are casting a vote. So all the little wins or good votes you're casting on becoming that person that you want to become. We want to decenter men. So we're going to set that as the goal. And the next step is the system. What are we going to do to make sure we get to that goal? What's the system? Okay, if we have plans with our friends, I'm guilty of doing that. If we have plans with our friends and someone asks us on a date, oh, Friday? Oh, I have plans Friday. How does Saturday sound? We're not going to bail on our friends for men. So you have systems in place. You start telling yourself, I prioritize my friendships. I prioritize this. I prioritize that. And you don't compromise yourself just for a date, just for a man. Okay. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.